Good morning, all my fabulous people. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. We're going to have a pretty short one here for a market watch. Not much is moving, but the things that are moving are pretty wild to me. Fyendal's collection continues to support us, sponsor us. Code JCH gets you a free month of premium. Thank you all for your support on there. I have noticed a few people starting to do that, which is great. It does help the channel out. I do get a little kickback on that, but I just mainly want to highlight it as a service because I really like using it and I use it all the time. Even going right now through my collection actually added in. Anyway, thank you all for your continued support. 382 subs. Hopefully we get 400 by the end of the week. That'd be great. And that's about it. Without further ado, Heart of Fyendal really had a huge set of sales this past week. There was, starting the 17th, like 20 sold under 300. It looks like most people has kind of stopped at 300, but now it's 325 is the lowest listing. I kind of mentioned that I think anything under 300 on this is probably pretty good. 325 is probably pretty fair. This one to me, I don't know if you need it for like a fatigue style deck, you can get it, but I would hold off on this. I'm guessing it comes back down to the 300 range, if not under again. I just found it really interesting. Somebody must have just all of a sudden decided that under 300 is going to make be really good. Warmongers continues to go up, $65. I've talked about this card a few times. It's a blue block 3 with a really good effect, I think, and it's a generic Majestic from Dusk Till Dawn. I think it probably stays in the meta for a good chunk of time here. Really is just a very strong card. Highly recommend having your playset if you don't already. I would maybe wait on this until after Nat season. Maybe it comes down a little bit, and you can pick up your copies for cheaper. Sensor also is continuing to go up, $13 for another generic from Dusk Till Dawn. It's a 5 attack block 3. When this hits a hero, name a card. They can't play the named card until the next till the end of their next turn. So this is really good against Zen. Basically, you say Crouching Tiger, and Zen doesn't typically block, so this can really throw off your off Zen, and that's good because Zen seems to be winning the majority of the Nats season right now. I think he's won 4, and then there's a couple heroes that won 2, and a few that won 1. So Zen seems to be kind of the deck to beat at the moment, which is wild because some of the cards in here we're going to talk about later seem too cheap. Erase Face, I do think this card is pretty good. I highly recommend getting your playset. It's a generic Majestic as well. For $6 seems still like a good deal. This can turn off the elements, and it can also help cards lose names. Class and talent. So ninja attack, draconic attack, that kind of stuff, as well as like earth and lightning, can really turn it off. Metacarpus Node, the rainbow foil went up a little bit. It's about to $14. I think it was about 10. About 10 off the wizard hype. Crucible War Majestic with Arcane Barrier, and it buffs your arcane attacks. Seems pretty darn good. Also, Crucible War Majestics are basically legendary power as of late, but pretty good. The non-foil, I think, is still like $5. $6. I'd pick up a non-foil right now. Sink Below, the unlimited rainbow foil is now close to $15 for two. Let's call it $13-14. And there's not that many left on the market here. That's kind of wild too. Just a generic staple. These are in every deck, and unlimited unlimited rainbow foils. People like foiling out their stuff, and I don't think that many people are opening Welcome to Race still. So this might be something to keep an eye on. Another kind of interesting thing to point out, the first edition pink is like $7. I think these are probably rarer than the unlimited rainbow foil, but I could be crazy. These are just pink strip non-foils, which is kind of cool. I If you can't have the rainbow foil, might as well have the pink strip, which is pretty sweet, in my opinion, if you're going to try to bling it out. Rudy Gem Keeper, we mentioned this earlier in the week. A few sold at the 150, and it's back up to its 190 range. Looks like they were only selling at 150. Just wanted to point it out since it went up. Swell Tidings, I think people are finally catching on to this card. This card, I think, is pretty darn good. A 5 damage, arcane damage, and if it deals more than 5 damage, which Wizard has quite a few things to buff it. You create a ponder token, seems pretty strong. $9 for a non-foil. The rainbow foil is about $10. I'd buy rainbow foils right now. It looks really good with the all this rainbow coloring. Imagine that rainbow foil. Looks really good with rainbow coloring. This one I think is wild. Stride of the Reprisal. This is the Footpiece Zen is using, in my opinion, I believe, in a lot of the matchups. They literally were selling yesterday for like $2 to $5, let's call it. There is like 4 or 5 here listed at 30 cents. I think these are a steal. I'd pick these up because the next is $2 and then it quickly goes to like $3. And Zen's winning the Nats season right now. So I think 30 cents for a cold foil Footpiece that's seeing play is pretty crazy. Especially when the last sales are like $5. Chandler Mount Heroic, the rainbow foil. This unlimited rainbow foil is just an absolute steal. Hope somebody can get this. $2.66. Next highest is $9. Or next lowest is $9. And even some of the normal, the non-foils are selling at like $4. So pick up this rainbow foil. That's a steal. Battlefront Bastion, I thought these were interesting. Personally, I think they are a little bit, the red spiked up again, but at like $20, $25, I think these are pretty cheap. Keep your eye on these. I think this card also looks awesome. The yellow, I think especially, is a 6 attack at $9, seems pretty good. These were, I believe, calling promos. In a package, so anything under like $20 a piece. I think the blue is kind of a harder sell. I think the blue would be where I think the yellow would be, like under $10, $5, something like that. I think is a good pickup on that. But I think the red under like 20 or around 20, and the yellow under 10 is a pretty darn good price. It is a common, so keep that in mind in the actual set. Amnesia, there's a rainbow foil for $15 right here. I think that's a steal because the non-foil alone is the next highest or lowest is $18, and then the rainbow foil, the next lowest rainbow foil is $30. Pick this up. This is a steal. Half price for a third of the price for a lightly played rainbow foil is just too cheap. It's the cheapest on the market right now. Orion of the Mystic Tenics. Some people are saying these are pretty rare to find, especially the rainbow foils. So I think $5 for a rainbow foil or $6 for a rainbow foil, especially when the non-foils are like $4 or $5 anyway. I think the rainbow foils are a great pickup right now. This is a legendary. It's a one of in the deck. But it's also Mystic, so it can see play in all of the new Mystic heroes. So I think $6 for a rainbow foil that can get played, and it seems pretty strong. It's making quite a few lists, so I think this is pretty good. And some people are specking that it's short printed. I don't quite believe that because the listings are pretty strong, but maybe down the road when stuff is not being opened as much, it appears to be short printed. We'll see. I personally at this moment don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Trench of the Sunken Treasure. I just wanted to point this out. Normally I don't point out damaged ones too much, but $60 cheaper, or basically half off for a damaged EA cold foil. Seems like it might be worth the risk, but maybe reach out to this guy if you know him and see if you can negotiate a price and maybe see some pictures first. But just wanted to point it out since it was so cheap, even though it's damaged. Channel Thunderstep has come down a little bit. I just wanted to point this out too because they have these lowest listings at like $3 in here, or even $3.10. But then there's a few at like $2.40, which seems odd. Has the same amount of shipping and everything, so there might be some you might can save like $1 picking up some of these like lower $2 ones that are mixed in here. I'm guessing it's just the difference of kind of like free shipping over $5 or something weird in here. I think this is one of the better Lightning Majestics to spec on, but still under $10 for a playset seems pretty good. Aelia Ace in the Hole Rainbow Foil. Azalea's doing really well in the meta. She's continually making quite a bit of top 8s, so $70 for her Rainbow Foil hero seems pretty darn good deal, especially considering the last sale just yesterday was $100 and 2 weeks ago was $100. So $70 save $30 for Aelia Rainbow Foil seems pretty good. Command & Conquer, the Rainbow Foil, about $25 off for what it was, about $195. So there's basically a playset plus one in here that's $170. It was around $195 last week. So if you're in the market for some of the blinged out Command & Conquers, might be worth picking up. Flick Flack promo. I believe this was a side event promo at some of the events lately. $100 seems pretty steep for these, but these are sweet. We'll see where the sales pick up. I did send some privately at like $30 to $50. I don't know if those sold or what. I just keep your eye on these. This is a common from Welcome the Wraith, or no, it's a rare from Welcome the Wraith. My apologies. But this art is pretty sweet. And the side event promos typically sell pretty good, so we'll see in a little bit. I think these just got listed, so typically when they get listed they're at their highest. Zen Adult Marvel, I'm gonna keep talking about this because this is nuts. He won 4 nationals last week, and he is, I believe, the cheapest Mystic Marvel in the set right now at $150. I think Enigma's like $160, and then New's like $230. So this is just nuts to me. He's also been the largest played hero in a lot of the Nats that I've seen. So $150 for this seems too cheap in my opinion. And there's quite a few. There's 3 at $150, then it goes to $160, then $185, then $260. I don't think they're all going to sell, but just wanted to point that out. Enlighten Strike Rainbow Foil, $95. Seems like a pretty good deal. Last time I checked, they were around $100. Let me see if I can. Last sales were $105, $107. There was a few at $155, but that was in April. So it's been the cheapest it's been in a minute. Unlimited Rainbow Foil. Let's see what we can, the graph here. Yeah, so it's cheaper by $10 of its low over the past year. So I think that's a pretty good deal, especially for a Rainbow Foil Majestic from Welcome the Wraith, which you would basically get 1, maybe 2 a box. And E-Strike seemed pretty darn hard to pull, but I guess that's probably relative compared to just pull rates in general. Storm Striders, the Rainbow Foil has come quite a bit down. $95 for this still seems like a pretty decent deal. It might come down a little bit further, but just last week, 105, 125, 134. So coming down $30 seems like a pretty decent deal. I don't see how they print a better card for Wizards. This card just does everything Wizard wants to do. Maybe it's Elemental Footpiece that they cater towards the specific heroes and their playstyle, But Stormstriders is really good. It's also a second set legendary. It does have the chance of getting reprinted, but based off of their current track record since Bright Lights, I don't see it being reprinted unless it's in like Japanese or something like that, which I could see that. 12-petal Kageya EA continues to get cheaper and cheaper. This card is being used in Zen. How many times we gotta say this? Zen is the majority of the playfield. This is his premier chess piece. I could see an argument you swap it out for Tunic, but an EA cold foil of the latest set that came out basically a month ago at $90 on a hero that's winning the most events right now is just wild to me. Last sold was like 108 last 4 days ago. Then a few were about a week ago was 122. The people are still dumping these onto the market, which is wild. Yeah. Mistcloak Goalie, the cold foil continues to get cheaper, 120. I'm starting to think this card is. I don't see how it gets much cheaper than that. Shoot, what is it called? Blood of the Drakai is like 110. Cold foil. All the latest fables are right around 100 for the cold foil, other than like Light of Soul, which saw some play in a Prism deck. That I believe is like 200 for the cold foil and like 130 for the rainbow foil. I think this is starting to get pickup range, about the cheapest you're going to be able to get it, other than maybe some private sales. And I'll point it out again. The cold foil one has the Marvel Chi background, which I think is worth the upgrade over the $35 rainbow foil. If you're a collector / kind of blinging out your decks. Rising Sun, Setting Moon Marvel is coming down. It was about $90 a week ago. This I still think has a little bit room to drop. I think the other Marvels are hovering right around $40-50. So this seems high to me. It is one of the more played ones. Being able to cycle card is pretty strong. $70. Vrace is coming down, 22 for the rainbow foil. I think it still has some room to drop. It is seeing play, but it's not seeing that much. And there's also a lot on the market that have been at basically $7-8. People are just holding on to them. I would watch out. I don't think $22 is bad for a generic legendary rainbow foil. If you need it, I'd go ahead and pick it up. I don't see losing basically $10 in value if it goes back down to like $10. I don't think is that tough of a pill to swallow. But I just wanted to point it out. And lastly, good deeds don't go unnoticed. For all you UPF players, this is the cheapest I've seen this card. It is $45. I'm thinking about getting another one myself because this card's a lot of fun. But this was an exclusive promo for the Content Creator Kit, and it's very good in UPF. And $45 is pretty good. These were selling for, at one point they were over $100, and then they were like $90, and then they settled around this $50 range, which I think is pretty fair. Last sold about a month ago though is like $60. Just keep that in mind. Thank you all for watching. Subs continue going up. We're shooting for 400 by the end of the week. Fingers crossed. Code JCH gets you a free month of Fyendal's Collection Premium. Highly recommend checking them out. Have a fantastic Tuesday.